Many people with ADHD knew they were different from other people, but couldn't say how. The knowing didn't have words to describe what it is like to see and think about the world differently. Come inside the head and find out what these differences are. Perhaps it will give you words and descriptions, shedding light on differences you have known were there for what may be a long time. Others grow up thinking everyone thinks like I do. How you think is different. The ADHD world lives where the past, present, and future are never separate and distinct. Everything is now. This can complicate everyday life, work, and relationships. This makes it challenging to learn from past experiences or foresee future consequences. Impulsivity, or acting without thinking, is a hallmark of ADHD, leading to challenges in planning and decision-making. Life is a never-ending stream of thoughts, with a mind that never stops and always seems to be busy. Neurotypical people think in a very linear manner. A will be followed by B, which will be followed by C. You get the idea. People with an ADHD brain can simultaneously see multiple facets of a problem or situation. They can move the pieces about in their heads, often coming up with novel solutions to problems. You might remember solving a math problem when you were young and being told to show your work. You got to the correct answer, but could not describe how you arrived at the solution. It may have been through a very different pathway than the teacher showed the class. This has advantages in various kinds of work. Most people with ADHD have always known they are different. People with ADHD mature more slowly than neurotypical people. This is especially true for boys. The biggest obstacle to understanding ADHD is the false assumption that individuals with ADHD should be like neurotypicals. People with ADHD tend to be smart. Performance may not match up with their intelligence. They get labeled as lazy and stupid because of this. Here's why those with ADHD behave the way they do. Challenges with organization and task completion. Neurotypical tasks are often linear, beginning, middle, and end. For people with ADHD, this structure is elusive. They struggle to find the starting point, frequently jumping into the middle of a task and working in all directions. Organizational systems based on time and sequence are tough to sustain. The intensity of ADHD experience. People with ADHD experience life more intensely than neurotypicals. Their nervous system craves engagement with something challenging. It is something best thought of as a stimulus-driven brain. The lack of being able to pay attention isn't the problem. The other side of the ADHD coin is hyperfocus, where attention is dialed in like a laser. The problem for ADHD is the difficulty of regulating focus. The struggle is being scattered across many internal distractions. When not hyper-focused, they juggle multiple thoughts, preventing sustained attention and often resulting in incomplete tasks. Sensory overload. Many individuals with ADHD struggle to filter sensory input. Sometimes this sensitivity is limited to one sense, like hearing, a condition known as hyperacusis, but it can affect all senses. A slight sound can disrupt sleep, and their environment is filled with sensations that neurotypicals don't even notice. People can be so sensitive to tactile stimuli that they can feel the sewn-in label on the back of a shirt. Most people, on their best days, couldn't sense that label being there. The crisis master phenomenon. People with ADHD can sometimes produce extraordinary work under tight deadlines. They handle crises with ease, but fall apart when life becomes routine. Some even use anger to generate the adrenaline needed to be productive. But this constant lurching from crisis to crisis is a brutal way to live and can lead to feelings of burnout or personality conflicts. It can also explain why people are attracted to various kinds of jobs. The author of this video spent 20 years in the emergency room of a major trauma center. The frustration of inconsistent abilities. ADHD individuals are often mystified by their intermittent abilities. They can be super focused but struggle to start or sustain tedious tasks when interested. This inconsistency leads to doubt in their talents and feelings of shame when they struggle with being dependable, even if they want to be. Now is an excellent time to ask you to hit the like button and tell you about a new book written by the author of this video channel. Few things are thoroughly addressed by just taking a pill. Even if you treat your ADHD with medications, you should consider changing your behavior and lifestyle. The book is called Rewiring the ADHD Brain: Natural Ways to Tame ADHD. It will be available on Amazon. A vast, unorganized library, the ADHD mind. Imagine the ADHD mind as a vast, disorganized library. It contains enormous amounts of information, but in fragments, articles, videos, snippets, not whole books. There's no card catalog to find what's needed. Important information can be virtually invisible or missing entirely, especially for others. Out of sight, out of mind. For a person with ADHD, if something isn't in front of them, it has ceased to exist. Their brain functions like a computer operating on RAM, with little reliable access to long-term storage, the hard drive. They often forget small but essential details like keys or appointments because there's no space left for new information without something else being discarded. Lack of self-awareness and time perception. While many people with ADHD are good at reading others, they struggle to assess how they are doing at the moment. This lack of self-awareness is often mistaken for narcissism or social ineptitude. Combined with a poor sense of time, where everything feels like it's happening now or not at all, this creates additional challenges. Many ADHD individuals don't even wear watches because time feels like an abstract concept. If you know someone trying to figure themselves out and suspect they have ADHD, send them a link to this video. What jumped out at you about this video? Please share a bit in the comments. Other people will benefit from your perspectives. While you are at it, hit that like button and come along for more videos by subscribing to this channel. If you have suggestions for what you would like to see explored on this channel, leave those suggestions in the comment box.